What you guys, got another video here for you. In this one we've got a malware removal video here, and this one is with the Tech Tool Store tool that I did a review of the other day. Now Fred has been working real hard to do an upgrade on the interface and stuff, and you can check out what the upgrades have been since he's been updating it, and you'll see in a minute where it's changed slightly with what he's done. So what we're going to do is, I've already infected this system, what we've got on our computer here, and we're going to be running Tech Tool Store. So just open up Tech Tool Store here, and what we're going to do is try and show you some of the tools that you can use to remove malware. Now this is not going to be a full-blown from start to finish type video. That will take far too long, but you'll see basically some of the tools that we can use to remove malware. Now, as you can see here, there has been a change. The menu is now on the right. That's been moved from the left to the right. And you can see we're in version 4.1.00. And he's also done some other upgrades here, and you can check those out. Okay, now this tool is always going to be updated, and it's in categories, as you can see here: anti-rootkit, malware removal tools, and adware removal tools, and so on. Yeah. So what we're going to do here is just get a basic scan started to remove some of these infections. I have got infections running on the system, and what I want to do is just test these out and see how it goes. Now you can see there's a service host.exe running here, which has got 100% CPU usage, which is making the system very, very slow. So first off, let's get TDSS killer on the go here. And also I want to get on the go HitmanPro and Malwarebytes. Let's get those running as well, and let's put RogueKiller in there as well. Now this is no particular way of removing malware. There is tons of different ways of doing it. I'm just showing you the tool and how you can use it to remove malware. Sometimes you may want to take a different approach depending on what type of infections you've got. You can also run OTL and stuff like that if you're more experienced. But I'm just going to show you some simple steps here to show you the tool in action. Okay, so this is not exactly how I would always go about removing malware. This is just to give you an idea. So let's just also put ADW cleaner inside here as well. Now also you can see we have also Fred's tools, which are Ultra Adware Killer, and we also have other tools here like UVK Virus Killer Portable here. So what we can do is take a look at what we've got after we've run these tools here, and you'll get an idea of how it works. So now we've got these ticked, let's just say we want to run an update and run the selected. Okay, so we're going to do that now, and it will say, are you sure you want to update and run the selected tools? We're going to say yes, I do. It's going to then start to run this tool here, TDSS killer, and as you can see it started to run here automatically. Now if you wanted to change settings on here, you could stop this and change some other settings. There's some other settings that I like to do on this, and I'll show you in a second. So we'll let this scan run, and you can see we've got no threats found, which is because we've run a scan straight away without making some changes to the settings here, and we'll do that in a second. But it's just going through the roaming area here and checking some of these. So we'll let this run, and then we'll come back in a sec. Okay, so that's now completed, and as you can see we have no threats found. Now there was some parameters that I like to change myself. And you can do this. I'll have a talk with Fred. I think you can set this up so it automatically does this as well when you're running a scan, so you don't have to. And I do like to verify file digital signatures when I'm doing a scan as well. So we're just going to do this again just to see whether it detects anything this time. And I think there is a switch that you can use to automatically do a scan with that a feature enabled. So we'll just let this run again. Now we'll pause every now and again, because obviously the scans do take a fair bit of time, and it will make the video super long, and I'm pretty sure you just don't want to watch a scan happening. We'll just see if my theory is correct here. and when you put that digital signature tick in, it does sometimes detect stuff. And you can see it's now detecting this svc host.exe. It's starting to detect stuff. So now we've got this one done, and this is the one that was causing a lot of problems here. As you can see, there is a host, svc host, that's running at 90% or 100% of the CPU. You can see here it's jumping up and down, and that is making the system very, very slow. Now, people have been asking, can you run this from a USB pen drive? You can put this all on your USB flash drives. You can also run it from safe mode, I think. So generally we're at the desktop here, and I've got the folder and the tool on my desktop, so there's no flash drive involved, but I can create videos for you on these subjects if you want to see them. Someone also asked, how do you add programs? I can also make a video to share to do that, although Fred has got some written tutorials on his website that you can follow. You can see it's found another threat here now, so we'll just let this run its scan, and I'll come back in a second. And you can see now the reason why I have that enabled, because it's now starting to find threats, and that is really important. So that I always like to have that feature enabled, and it will then start to detect more content in them areas. So you can see we've got 5 threats now found, whereas before when we just did a default scan it didn't find any, and that's how you can miss infections on the system. So once we've got this done here, you can see here, okay, so here we have the results here. Now just be very, very careful when removing types of files, because they could be crucial to the operating system. So as you can see here, these are in the app data area, which is a telltale sign here, and also temp server. These are medium risk, it says, so we're just going to get an option here to either skip or copy to quarantine or delete. I'm just going to copy these to the quarantine area, just like so, and then we're going to push continue, and you can see they're just going to be removed. So that's now done. Suspicious objects were found. So now we can close this off, and it will then start to move on to the next scan, which is going to be HitmanPro, next on the list. And you can see the global progress is 35%. That's only because we've only ticked a few ticks inside some of these boxes here. There's plenty of options open to you, but now you can see we can start to make scans with HitmanPro. And you can change your settings here if you wish, but we're just going to do a quick scan of HitmanPro. Just going to say no, go next, and let that scan run. So I'm going to pause the video at this stage because I don't want to wait for this to complete, and I'll come back when it's been completed and show the results that we've got from it. And it's already detecting stuff, as you can see here. In a temp area we've got another virus here, malware, loads of stuff's getting detected now. And what I'll do is I'll quickly pause this. Okay, that's the scan complete, and we have quite a few here infections, and some of these have been in folders. They may be run from there, so they may be a running process, but we're going to look at what we've got here before we just run next. Some of these are quarantined and some of these are going to get deleted, so let's just go ahead and quickly do this, and it's going to create a restore point, and then it will then delete and quarantine those files. It's asking me to activate here, but it's free to activate a license for 30 days, so we're just going to quickly do this. I'll do this now. Okay, so that's now been activated. It was a simple process, and we have 30 days left, so we can now go ahead and remove the rest of these from the system. So we'll just let this finish its thing. It may need to restart. It's just shutting down Explorer here. It's doing some repairs. Okay, now we need to reboot here to remove those, so we're going to reboot. Okay, so we're going to see whether this fires up again. We'll fire this up. It's just checking. Okay, so it's left the tools that it never run. So we're just going to run these again. So we're in the global progress of 28%, and it's just now going to do Malwarebytes, and we'll let that continue and download and install that, and then update it, and then it will run a scan. So it's going to do some updates here. Okay, so now we're going to do a quick scan. Now we've updated with Malwarebytes, and we'll just let this run, and this will take a bit of time, so I'll come back once this scan has been completed, and we continue with our malware removal using the tech tool store. So while this is running, remember guys, you can always run more scans with different types of software than what I've ticked here. You don't have to follow the same sequence as I've done. You can put more in. You can add in ESET online scanner and whatever you want to use. So we'll just let this run through and clean up some of the infections on this system. So while that scan's running, you can see it's already started to detect stuff here, and you can see already we have a Trojan proxy hijacker on the system, and it's changed our proxy server settings. So we're just going to let this run here, let it remove all these infections. You can see we've detected 21 so far. Okay, that's this scan now complete, and you can see 112 malware infected on this system that's been detected by Malwarebytes, and we can just remove all these. You can see there's some nasty stuff on here as well, but we can just remove these now by just hitting remove selected, and this will remove all these from the system. Now it wants to restart, so we're going to say yes to this and let it restart. Okay, so we're back at the desktop here, and we can now open up our tool. So we'll just let RogueKiller run. It's going to download this. We can close that page off. And what we're going to do is just let this run its course, and then we'll come back when this is completed. So while that scan is running, if you wanted to, you could literally come down and run any other program here. So let me just see process hacker here. You can see we've got this here. Now I can click on this while that other scan is running and start other processes off to install this program. So I'm just going to let it do its thing here. As you can see here, it's still running its update, and there we have our process hacker. We can have a look at this while our scan is running, and you can already see that the system is starting to get a little bit cleaner than what it was a while ago. But you can pretty much open up any of these programs while these scans are running here. And you can also add extra to your scan list if you want to by putting ticks in these as well. So we'll just let this finish its job, and then we'll come back to this in a sec. So that's now the scan completed, and you can see we have found a few add-ons here, and we're just going to remove these. Mainly pups and stuff, but we'll remove those. Okay, so what we're going to do next is you can see here the customization is not available in the free version. So we'll just let the ADW cleaner run its scan now to remove any other stuff on the system. Now, a beautiful feature here on this program here is to be able to uninstall all the software once you've finished all your scans. So we're just going to run a quick cleanup of this system here using this program. I'm just going to hit clean, click OK. And it wants to now restart, so we're just going to restart. And there we are, we have the log file. Okay, so let's just delete a couple of these malware folders here that I have on the desktop. Now also these programs that get installed here, you can always remove these from the add and remove program section if they're listed here. If they're not listed there, you can use other methods to remove those, and I can see here it just doesn't look right. I need to investigate that. So what I want to do next is we're going to open this up again. Okay, so that was our scan selection that we selected here. Now, good thing is, if you wanted to, as you can see here, what you could do is uninstall the selected, but you would need the paid version here to do that. So we just can do this, and this will now start to uninstall all the tools that you installed on this system, which is a great feature if you're a PC repair tech and you need to remove all your tools. It's always good practice to remove them tools once you've done your scans, rather than leave loads and loads of tools on the computer. So I'm not going to restart now, but you should do. But I'm just going to say no here. But they were the tools that we had installed. Now, as I said, there is other ways of going about removing stuff here. You can use other methods, but generally that's how you can use this tool to remove malware. So if you wanted to do other scans, you could do. You could leave these ticks in if you wish. If you wanted to do something else, you can also run ESET online scanner just from here, and it will start to download the tool and install it and then run that on the system. You can just put a tick in there and we can now start this process off. It will download and run this. Now, I've already downloaded this, but you could literally do the same thing. So if there was a couple of other scans that you wanted to do, you could do that. While that is downloading it and getting ready to run, there's a couple of areas here that you can look at. These tools, these shortcuts here, you can see that there's a target link, and there's also a file that's inside the temp location. So there's always good practice to clear out all your junk and temp files as well once you've done this. And you can see here they're all in the temp area. As you can see here, we're in the temp folder here, and you can see there's loads of other stuff inside here, and it's always good practice to remove all this rubbish. And also in the update area and the roaming, I can see something here. We can check inside here. We can manually remove this. I know it's a virus, so we're going to just remove that. Okay, that's Hostman. And again, that's a virus there, I can see. Putty. But once this is finished its update, we can then run a scan with this. We can now remove these. Didn't check out where this one was going. It's the temp folder. Again, they've been removed. Same thing. And that's just starting to do a scan now. So what I'm going to do next is just see how our internet is going. See if we've got any problems. I can see some Russian folders up the top here. See if we've got any redirects going on. Now also, again, on here, you can check all your settings. You can reset. I advise you to reset all these back to default settings, just to make sure you've got no extensions or anything like that inside there. And I can see there's a Russian to do. So I'm going to remove this. But if you want to set this back to defaults, you can do. I'm going to show advanced, come all the way down and reset settings. Again, you could do the same thing for Internet Explorer. Reset all those. So as you can see, that's now 94%, and you can see the processes here are in a lot better shape. There was a ton of stuff running here. Now all we can see running is the ESET online scanner, which is using up a fair bit of CPU because it's running its scan. But pretty much you can see the system is coming back under our control, and there's a lot less running on the system. So what we'll do is let this finish off. Okay, that's the scan complete, and you can see it found 19 more files. We can uninstall the application on close if we wish, and we can also delete the quarantined files. So let's just click on finish here and let this do its thing. Now also remember, the files that we quarantined when we used TDSS Killer, these would have to then be removed. And you can generally find these in your C root directory. If you look inside here, you'll see the scan logs, and you'll also see the quarantined area here, as you can see. Okay, so you want to make sure that you delete all these areas and clean up the system. Now these are your log files. These are very useful to look at if you're wanting to look at what the results are. Don't forget you've got all your quarantined area here also for your ADW cleaner that you would need to go around and clean up after yourself. The as I said, the tech tool store will give you a full report if you've set that up to do so. Okay, so if you look inside here, you'll see your reports, and if you look here, you'll get your reports on the system here. So we can see the 27th here, and we can click on this, and this should give us a full-blown report of what's gone on. As you can see here, you go through here and you'll get a full report. So in general, that's basically how you can run this program to remove malware from the system. There's other tools that you can run. There's loads of other tools on here. This is just a general video to show you how to use the tool and how you can use this to remove malware. There's 101 different ways to remove malware, and there is other tools that you may need to run first before you can actually do certain things, i.e. RogueKiller and so on. There might be other processes you have to go through before you can actually safely say a system's clean. Now this is a virtual machine, so it doesn't really matter whether it's clean or not, but basically that's how you can start off by cleaning a system. So you can see here also, you also have the power of using these tools, which are created by Fred himself. These are his own tools. And post malware removal, these are great for removing any sort of issues that you may have, i.e. browser issues or networking issues for your internet and stuff like that. And you can use a lot of the fixes. Also, the other tool does have some fixes built into it if it's a Windows based, like Windows Update and stuff like that. But basically you can use this as well in conjunction with the other tool, with the tech tool store. And you can see here we have auto runs, we have other tools here, so you can see the power of this tool. It's very, very powerful, and you can use all your other bits and pieces with that. And you can see your system repair here. You can see a long list of other sort of stuff here that you can use. And again, let me just have a look here. I just want to come down to the bottom here. There's some actual tools that you can use. You can see networking here. You can actually open up these areas if you've got networking issues and run these types of tools. And there's also built-in Windows tools, as I said before, which would help you fix certain issues on your computer. So Windows troubleshooting, you can click on this and this will open up the area and you can go through and fix some issues. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this one up. My name is Brian from briteccomputers.co.uk. I hope you enjoyed these videos, guys. I hope you found it informative. If you did, then hit the like button. Also hit the subscribe button if you want to keep up to date and be notified when I do upload new videos. I try to upload 3 or 4 a week. And also, if you've got any problems with your computers or any questions or anything like that, you can always head over to my forums and post up over there. Any video requests, that's the place to post them on the forums. There's a section in there to help you post your video requests. Sometimes I don't always cover every single video request that people do, but I'll do my best to have a look at some of the videos that you're asking, and if it's a worthy video, I will make that for you. Anyway, if you haven't joined my Facebook fan page, there's a link in the screen below and you can head over there and give us a little like up over there. So I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks again for watching, guys, and thanks for your continued support. Thanks for Fred as well for giving me the opportunity to run his software and show you how it works. Anyway, thanks again for watching. Bye for now.